This is Alan Bush with the Daily Financial Futures Forecast for Thursday, April 16th. Starting with the stock index futures, we are seeing prices lower this morning. In fact, we did have weaker prices in the overnight trade. But surprisingly enough, though, with the 7:30 reports coming in both on the bearish side, stock index futures did not make a new low, which has to be viewed as a sign of strength. In fact, I think there's a very good chance that we can see stock indices trading higher on the day today. Of course, we did have housing starts coming in on the weak side. In fact, both starts and permits were weaker than the estimates. We also had an increase in jobless claims. So a very good performance overall as far as how futures are responding to news today. And I think we can see futures advancing and trading higher today. Longer term, still thinking that we can see historical highs again in the S&P, the Dow, and also in the NASDAQ futures. Over in the foreign currencies, the dollar index coming under some pressure. Much of this linked to the weak housing starts report and the jobless claims report that showed an increase. This also supported the European currencies. The euro currency is higher, the pound is higher, the Swiss franc is higher. Even the commodity currencies, the Australian dollar and the Canadian, are higher, even though we are seeing pressure this morning developing in the crude oil market. So the commodity currencies putting in a good performance as well. We are seeing some additional strength in the Australian dollar, with the unemployment number for March coming in at 6.1% compared to the guess of 6.3%. So longer term, we do feel that the best currency to be trading now is the Canadian dollar from the long side, and there have been some pretty good gains over the last couple of days, especially with the Bank of Canada yesterday refraining from lowering interest rates. But I think primarily the dominant influence will be a bottoming action in crude oil. In fact, we do believe that industrial commodities have bottomed, so that should be very supportive to the commodity currencies, especially the Canadian dollar. Now, over in the interest rate markets, seeing some gains, especially at the long end of the curve. It appears less and less likely now that the Fed will be raising interest rates at their October meeting. And we continue to believe that the Fed will be forced to delay a rate increase, maybe not until next year. So that remains a very supportive influence to the credit futures markets, especially at the long end. So our long-term outlook remains unchanged. Look for higher prices in the 10-year issues and also for the 30-year bonds. So good trading, everyone. And once again, remember, these are my opinions alone and are not the opinions of ADMIS or Archer Daniels Midland.